What's the Chow Chinchows JoesphGames here, your coach the Everton Empoleons, and welcome to week 9 of the IBL, the Indigo Battle League. We are facing the Crystal Palossands, and we are doing it on Showdown because when I actually had this match a couple of days back, there really wasn't anyone online to gem my team when my team was ready. Like, everyone was like super busy at the time. So, we're having this match on Showdown. I hope that's okay. I know Showdown and Wi-Fi are completely different things, but like, there's not really much we can do about that. Because, you know, there was no one to gem my team when my team was ready. But anyway, as we can see, he has bought Latios, Rhode Heat, Tentacruel, Mega Caesar, the Tornadus, and of course the Mamoswine. Whilst I have bought Probopass, Punch the Infernape, Wet the Vaporeon, James the Mega Venusaur, Prototype, which is Solar Valley Ghost this week, and Reuniclus. Let's get into this. Really slow to start. Okay, so I start off with Prototype to try and get a parting shot on his whatever he brings in, and he goes for the Tornadus. I decide to switch into James because I thought he might try and go for a knockoff, but he decides to go for an Air Slash, and it really hurts me. He predicted it, which was annoying. Then I decided to go into Probopass, which was probably the right play because he thought I might stay in with James, and that's not going to happen at any time. Probopass is the right play. I should have gone to Probopass from the beginning. Then he goes for the knockoff. That's what I was waiting for, you see. And he knocks off my Chople Berry, which is kind of annoying, but it's okay. I do go for the Power Jam here. It doesn't do a lot of damage with Probopass because Tornadus is kind of bulky. He U-turns out here. You know what? I'm going to put this match a bit faster. He U-turns out here into Tentacruel as I set up the Stealth Rocks. And switch out into Vaporeon. He Sludge Bombs me. And switches out into his Tornadus. I go for the Wish to get some HP back on my Mario. Oh, after the Air Slash. And here comes my Wish. Then he decides to U-turn out, as I was going to go for the Power Gem again. He switches into his Tentacruel as I go for the Volt Switch, which was a good idea by me, and go into Wet the Vaporeon to bulk whatever he wants to do to me. He switches back into Tornadus, taking more rocks damage, as I go for the Scald and get the burn, which is really cool. I switch out into Mario, and he knocks off, which doesn't do a lot of damage to Mario. He goes for the U-turn and gets the hell out of there into Mamoswine this time. As I go for the Volt Switch, which he's immune to, sadly, so I couldn't do a darn thing against the Mamoswine, but I do switch into Wet, but sadly on an Earthquake, so it does do a lot of damage to Wet. He goes into his Tentacruel as I go for the Scald and get a burn. Really sorry about the hacks for this week. I burnt 2 of his Mons. Really sorry about the hacks. He goes for the Rapid Spin as I set up the Wish because I wanted to get some HP back on my Mons. I was trying to see if I could bring in Venusaur, but every time Venusaur could not come in. I do bring in Venusaur this time because I knew I'd be able to get the switch. I knew I'd be able to be okay and get the HP back before ruining Venusaur's life. He goes for the U-turn on Mario because I was able to get Mario in time. As I switch into Venusaur on the Earthquake, which was also annoying, so I don't get to do any damage to the Mamoswine again. He switches into Tornadus as I switch into Wet the Vaporeon. He goes for the knockoff. There goes my Wefties. But that's okay as I go for the Scald, and sadly does nothing because of how bulky Tornadus is. He can take physical hits, it can take special hits, it's bulky, it's Tornadus. It can do anything it wants. I go into Mario here, and Mario can take a Air Slash pretty nicely. And I get the Wish back. U-turns. That was a crit, and it does nothing. He goes into Tentacle as I go for the HP Fire, because I thought he might go into Mamoswine. Now he does go into Mamoswine as I switch into Wet, and he switches back into Tornadus. I go for the Wish and the Protect as he goes for the Air Slash. Stop, didn't get any damage on me because of the Protect. I get my Wish back, so Wet gets more HP. I go for the Air Slash, he goes for the Air Slash, I go for the Scald. Again, we're not doing too much damage to each other because of how bulky Tornadus is. He U-turns out into Tentacle as I go for the Scald, and the Scald does nothing. And even with the burn, he switches back into Tornadus to get more regenerator health as I go for the Wish again. And he goes for the Air Slash as I go for the Scald. Does some damage, not a lot, but I do get my Wish back, so I'm a very happy person at quite a bit of HP. I go into Probopass as he goes for the U-turn and switches into Mamoswine. I switch back into Wet, again on an Earthquake, which does a lot of damage. Wet was the only thing that would take Earthquakes, really. That's why I keep on switching into Wet from Mamoswine, really. I switch into James on the Tentacle, stopping the Toxic and getting my HP back from the Wish. Now I Mega Evolve, taking the Scald damage, going for the Sludge Bomb. Doesn't do a lot of damage, probably should Giga Drain there. Go for the Scald again. And now go for the Giga Drain, and I do take some Liquid Ooze damage, but the Tentacle was down. He switches into Tornadus as I switch into Mario, my Probopass. He U-turns out after the Air Slash, so it doesn't do a lot of damage, but he U-turns out into Latios. I go for the Power Gem, doesn't do a lot of damage sadly, but does some. He goes for the Shadow Ball, does okay damage, as I go for the Volt Switch, which was resisted, but still, I get the hell out of there, into Prototype, as he switches into the Rotom Heat, as I go for the multi-attack, which is Ghost-type multi-attack, by the way. And they can go for the Parting Shot on the Rotom Heat. Into James, as he goes for the Will-O-Wisps to set up the burn. And I switch into Vaporeon, hoping that he wouldn't go for the Volt Switch. He goes for the Volt Switch, but I'm able to live it, so it's okay. He goes into Mamoswine as I get hit with the Earthquake and goes for Vaporeon. I go into Punch as he goes into Tornadus. I go for the Close Combat because I thought he might stay in with Mamoswine. He did not stay in with Mamoswine, so the Close Combat doesn't really do a lot of damage. As I switch into I switch into Mario, and he goes for the U-turn. After the Air Slashes, he goes for the U-turn, goes into Rotom Heat. I go for the Power Gem, does a lot of damage, doesn't kill sadly though. As I switch in to Venusaur, because Venusaur's probably the only thing that can take an Overheat at this point in time. There's not a lot of Pokemon that can take Overheat. I wasn't I wasn't the specially bulky variant of Reuniclus this week. I went for the Sludge Bomb and got the Poison, which was nice. As he switches out into Tornadus. And after the burns and everything, I decide to let Venusaur go down here. He went for the Grass Knot, which I find weird, but like, okay. I go into Mario, as he goes for the U-turn. And he brings in Little Chef, and I go for the Power Gem, which takes down Little Chef. Here he goes into Mamoswine. I let Probopass die here. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I really don't know what else I could have done at this point. But I really needed to I really needed to get my to get some decent moves in with Infernape. I go for the Thunder Punch on Latios. Didn't really do as much damage as I wanted it to. But Latios has Sub-Zero Slammer, which is kind of annoying, but not enough to kill. And the Shadow Ball, sadly, since I don't outspeed a Latios, kills off my Silvally. I go into Jelly Baby and switch into Infernape, and sadly I take a Shadow Ball and a Psychic, and that was really GG at this point because all I had left was Jelly Baby. He could set up a Roost and save Differential if he wanted to. I go for the Shadow Ball. Does a lot of damage. He goes into Tornadus. I go for the Shadow Ball again because it's the only thing I have to do serious damage to these things. My Tornado, it doesn't do a lot of damage. He goes for the knockoff. He can't get rid of my Z, but I go for the Thunder and I do get the kill on the Tornadus. He goes into his Caesar, Mega Evolves, and the Bug Bite kills me. That's the end of the match. There we go. I think that was a pretty good match for me and Silver. I mean, to tell you the truth, 60 turns. There's possibly times where I could have had him. That was a really good match. Thank you very much, Silver, the coach of the Crystal Palossands, for meeting me on Showdown for this match, because the fact is I could not find anyone to gem my team at this time. So I'm very thankful that he was able to meet me on Showdown for this match. So thank you very much to that. Link to his channel will be down in the description below, as well as every coach here in the IBL. Next week is a week in lieu to catch up. So I might have a few matches out for you guys. I am a bit behind on a few matches. I've still got to face Steve, and I've also got to face the Torrance Victinis again. I don't know what the hell's happening with that match. I do know I'm facing Steve this week. I do know that that's happening. So you will see the Steve match. You might see the match between me and Torrance Victinis. I don't know what the hell's happening with that match. As for the Magic match that was supposed to happen on week 8, that is not happening. But the Steve match from week 7 will happen. The match from week 6 might happen. So you might get 2 videos this week. You might not get 2 videos. You might only get 1 video. I don't know how it's going to work, but honestly, we will see. I'm going to try and talk to Torrance Victinis and see if we can get a match, but we'll honestly see if we can. But anyway, if you enjoyed today's episode, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But until next time, I am JoesphGames, your coach, the Everton Empoleons, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Also follow me on Twitter at JoesphGames, where you'll find out when I upload next. Also, if you want to see some more videos, there should be some in the top right and top left hand corner of this end card. So until next time, I'm JoesphGames, and I am out. See you again.